So I'm going to show you how to create CSS. Okay, CSS is cascading style sheet. Pretty much just make a style to your page. Okay. Like I'm going to show you from how to create the CSS from scratch external CSS. So we just go to File and New and click on CSS, create it. Then you have the document open. Now, it depends on the elements. The element is the tag, like we have the body tag, right? So if you want everything inside the body to be centered, then you just say open the curly braces, close the curly braces, right? It should show up too. Like if you see when I do open, it's going to show up. You see that? Text align center. If you want all the text to align center, and then you can just close that. If you want to see the pop-up, you just need to open, don't close the curly braces yet. And you may want to put semicolon at the end to separate each properties. And then I try to save this into the same folder of your website. Name the style sheet, right? So, like, you can say anything CSS style. Okay, it's gonna add on that. Like now I have two, right? So I just try to show you one here. Now how to add this external onto your page. Like for example, I'm going to create a new page just to show you HTML. Right, so this is the body that we're going to control. I'm going to type some text, test, right? Now I'm going to save this as test.html, and let's look at the page. It's going to show the text, which is the line to the left. Now when you apply the external style sheet, you need to put, just like the way that you do your fav icon, right? Put a link, okay, and just like that. rel equals to style sheet, type equals to text/css, and href equals to the CSS file. So just type that code in, very much. Now make sure that you name to I name it CSS style.css. So after you apply CSS, it should center the text. See that? Because your CSS say all the elements, which is the text inside the body tag, has to be centered. So if you look back to your code again on this, you see all the text that's inside body has to be center, and we see it's center. Now we can change the background color of the page. We just going to look at CSS. If I want to change the background color, I just say BACK. You see that? You can also use an image. If you want to use an image, just use background image and just pick the image. Make sure you have the image in the same location. So now I don't have any picture here. Let me just test with my fav icon. You see that it's going to be all the images on the page like that. Alright, so that's how you change the background of the page. Now if you want to publish these two files, you just click these two and you already have FTP connected, right? So publish that. Let's check the page from browser and type your URL, and I name test.html. Right, so I just change the background and I have the text name test right here. Now, if you want to change the color of the text, you can do so. Like you can control the style from here now. You just need to understand the attributes here, right? There are like ton of them. Color, right? Then you guys gonna pick the color. Let's say white, okay? And then use my column. Let's see, it's supposed to be white now. Test. There you go, white. See that? So the CSS pretty much just control the style and look of your page, right? Like if I don't want to use the image, this image, you can always change to another image or just change the background color to any color that you pick, like there. Now, how to learn more about CSS? You can, like say, w3schools.com, learn CSS here. This is a good reference here. These are all the basics. Okay. Go through that. Like, let's see some example. When you have a lot of CSS, you can control the opacity of image like that. When you do mouse hover, right? You select and change by using hover. So this is a CSS, right? So like the basic that we learned here, we only look at when you control body. Like if your file happen to have more than one element, which very common, right? Like you may have insert an image, right? So let me grab some image first. So okay, I'm gonna use that image. Save image as. And where do I save this? Same folder where you have your website, right? I'm gonna name it, okay, nvcc.jpg. Now, I'm going to include the image here. So if you use HTML, I just type imgsrc equals to, and then browse to the image, right? Okay, so now I have an image. Let's check it out like that, right? So the website is gonna look bad or professional or very attractive or not, depends on the image actually, and the style that you put on it, the color and things like that. CSS, right? That's all about it. If you have good image, good pictures, if you're a professional photographer, then you can have very nice image on your website and make your website looks very attractive, look more professional. Now I want to control image. I just say img, right? img, and you may see in img we have opacity. Like I just show you from W3 School. Opacity is just the intensity of your image right there. Okay. Like you can use filter. This is just for IE8. IE8. Sometimes CSS depends on, even HTML depends on the type of browsers. That's the reason why when we do the fab icon, we have to add two of this because some browser will not support it. Same as CSS. So I'm going to need to add both. This is just for the user with IE8, Internet Explorer 8. Alright, so let's take a look at our image. Now opacity is on, that's why it just kind of like a shadow out, right? Or we call watermark of the page.